So yeah, sorry about that. A few connection issues, but we're back live again. For those that missed it, I'll go through a brief recap of what we went through before. We're in what was sunny Andorra when I started the previous live, but yeah, now storm coming in, a few clouds, showers, but the track seems to be so dusty that I don't think it'll touch it. But who knows how long it's going to go on for. So yeah, one thing that I was explaining was about the pit situation here in Andorra, specifically for teams like us who are non-elite. Yeah, to cut to the chase, we're close to 3 kilometers away from the start of the track, which is all uphill, which isn't ideal, especially when elite teams are right at the foot of the lift. You can't help but feel there is a slight disadvantage for us being so far away, especially when we're working with limited resources, limited staff members, and that kind of thing. But can't dwell on it too much. Crack on, make the best of a tricky situation, and see what we can do. Just over here, I'll flip the camera. Chris Hauser has just come down from his first practice session. He was super stoked on the track. Dusty, fast, right up his street. So we're stoked to see how he's going to go this week. And yeah, I'll just give a little dive into Frida's bike, actually, which I've got in front of me here. Our sixth rider, Dakota Norton. I think he's, I don't know. Probably ironing his union merch or stood on the corner trying to sell some t-shirts and hats for us. But yeah, keep those team rumours coming in, and we'll feed the fire. I don't know if the audio is shit now because it is pissing it down, but I'll keep on going unless anyone says otherwise. But Frida's bike in the stand. We've made a few changes, tweaks and stuff from previous live videos. So I guess I'll just kind of run through the main obvious ones, explain why we've done it, and the advantage we're hoping to get on the track. The main first obvious one is the addition of some weight to the bottom of the frame. We've added 500 grams here, just with the hope of keeping the weight central, low down, and in theory improving the sprung to unsprung mass. By having additional weight here, we're effectively lightening the rear end of the bike, so as it compresses, it has a heavier point to pivot from, which theoretically makes the back end lighter and more active, and kind of like a diluted version of the e-bike effect by having the motor low. Anyone that's ridden an e-bike knows the improvement in grip and stuff you get from that. So it's something we've tested, positive results, and I don't think we'll be taking it off anytime soon. A little storm update. It is absolutely hammering it down now. So it's going to be interesting to see how the track's changed. I think the boys just come down. It's going to be, all the hard work of going up and seeing what's going on is probably gone down the pan. Again for Frida, we've made some tweaks to the wheels. Still running Industry 9's aluminium grade 300 rim, their Hydro hub, and with it being their system wheel set, it has their aluminium spokes there. But what we have done is we've reduced a little bit of tension there, just to try gain a little bit more compliance. With her being a lighter rider, we've found that, especially with the tracks, rougher tracks with more off-camber and stuff, it's not easy. See how we go with that. Keep tweaking, testing, trying, and see how we go there. We could have a little chat with Chris, actually. He's just come down from practice, so he can see what he thinks there. Give a little background. Chris, here he is, the main man. You're live on Vital YouTube.
Hi guys.
Just come down from practice. How's the track? Key areas? What are you feeling?
The track is so loose but super fun. So keen for more riding tomorrow. And let's see if the rain will get better or worse, but probably better.
I think that dusty face you've got is going to be gone by the morning, so we'll see that. But the track is pretty high speed, does it feel?
Yeah, it's all the way, very high speed, a lot of cambers, big berms at the top, big jumps. It's kind of complete track.
Yeah.
Really loving it.
Do you think it's going to get really rough, or do you think it'll stay as it is?
Yeah, it's already getting rougher, so I think until the race day it will get probably a lot rough, but we'll see.
Especially with the weather.
Yeah.
Walking back around, we got Josh setting up some race wheels here. These are Ollie Davis's wheels, so just tweaking those, checking spoke tensions, ready for practice tomorrow. Again, we keep these consistent regardless of how many sets of wheels we've got. Sorry, I'm getting absolutely blasted by the weather here. We've also got some flooding coming in the pit. My footwear choice also isn't ideal for these current conditions. I was going to talk a little bit about tyre choice, but I think if it keeps going like this, there'll only be one answer for that. Unsure on how the track is going to be with the rain yet. No one has. It's only started raining since the practice sessions have ended. But it is crazy heavy now. I don't remember the last time I saw a storm like this, and I can't even hear myself talk. So apologies if these rambles or sound like. If we record this, we could maybe sell it as ASMR. So give us a like or comment below if you'd like to see some Vital MTB ASMR shortly. The whole pit is now getting flooded. As for rain gear, mine consists of Birkenstocks and some sunglasses, which are on my workbench over there. So that'll be a negative. Yes, so we follow a bike build procedure. So at the start of every race week, we'll fully tear down the whole bike, inspect every part, see if there's ever been any damage, check wear and tear, and go from there basically. As you can see, the bags are getting destroyed as well. But yeah, we strip everything down, nut and bolt rebuild, and we service the fork at every single race as well. Just to keep things running fresh and smooth, and the whole aim behind it all really is to keep the bike as consistent as possible for the riders. So if we can keep everything fresh and new and basically in its best condition we can do, the bike is going to, in theory, ride the same every time. Flood insurance, I think yeah. Buy some t-shirts so the union can buy flood insurance. Going to be putting a claim in like 45 minutes. Interesting one about the points. It almost feels like it's been kept away from the teams and riders. We haven't received any information or any backstory to this. The only thing we've gained the only way we know about it is from those Instagram stories. So at the minute, it kind of feels like we're in the same position as the public or anyone really. So all up in the air, but I guess we'll keep you updated as we go from there. So. Toolbox tours always welcome. I'm not really into the whole toolbox wars situation, more kind of the function of it. But I'll give you kind of like a little rundown. It is a Nipex box with an array of general tools you used to see, loads of Nipex stuff. Also, I've experimented with foam in the past, but it's never quite been for me. I prefer the practicality of slots and trays like I've got here. But yeah, open it below, you can see more burning down there. Yeah, nothing fancy, just the exact tools you need to work on the V10. Weight is also a consideration when touring with a toolbox. So only carrying the absolute essentials, so you can stay under airline recommended weight. So yeah, this is on the nail 21 kilos, I think. So yeah, just about complies with most airlines. So that when we do fly, I can go safely without too many issues. Allen keys wise, running the Silkers. Again, T-handles will be nice, but they take up too much room in the box. It is now hailstoning for anyone that has been following this for a little bit. You can kind of see out there that it is, yeah. I know the Santa Cruz Syndicate are out on track walk now, so we can all maybe laugh at them a little bit for going out shorts, t-shirt, unprepared. I'm sure they're going to be hating life right now. I don't know how the audio is with this storm, but yeah, if you're struggling to hear me, just write in the comments. I can't even hear myself talk, so could be mumbles, could be rambles, but hopefully it's okay. Give a little Birkenstock walk through the pit. In the stand over here we have Anton Pyrion's bike. So again, pretty similar, but Anton is running the MX setup as opposed to Chris, who runs the full 29. Again, O-chain, all freshly serviced by Josh, my colleague here. So yeah, this bike again has had the full strip down, clean, following the exact procedure we do at every race to keep the to keep it running as consistently as possible. The weather was not forecast to do this, so yeah, I guess typical mountain weather forecast. Who knows what you're going to get? This didn't look like it was going to roll in 5-10 minutes ago. There was kind of like the odd grey cloud in the sky. But yeah, I haven't seen weather, rain, hailstone like this for a long time, so could make for an interesting practice session come tomorrow. All mine and Josh's hard work with tyre installation. We may be ripping those off to fit mud tyres, should it hold out, but hard to say so far. All our riders are running the O-chain in the 9-degree setting. We have experimented with the less and more degrees of float, but found more degrees of float, you can be prone to occasional loss of chain, just because the bike is kicking so much and there's so much movement there that it can cause some activities, some chain slack moving around. And yeah, this bike has a relative amount of pedal kickback, so the middle setting kind of is a good balance between its stock form and keeping it good. Frida again over here is running the O-chain, again in the 9-degree setting. All our riders are now running O-chain actually. Frida has also actually changed her spring rate recently. We've gone to a firmer spring, which then matches matched with more pressure in the fork. Just felt like having some testing. We wanted to keep the bikes. She felt she wanted to keep the bike's geometry as consistent as she could do. And just keeping it running higher in its travel, she felt made the bike more predictable. So we've gone up from a 343 spring. Yeah, Frida is on the Dakota Norton apprenticeship. You can see she's creeping in here with a few small spaces under the stem. Dak also said that if this video gets over 100 likes, he'll change his Instagram name from Dak Norton to Stack Norton. So I'd hit that like button if I were you, so we can all see that come to fruition. Grip wise, Frida also runs the glue-on rental grip. So yeah, Shoes prefers the thinnest grip possible and the soft compound, super soft compound actually. Creates like good vibration, dampen buzz. So yeah, all for that. The flip side of them being so soft is they do wear out very quickly. So it's not uncommon for us to replace these every race really. While the other riders who are running ODI grips, they may even last like half the season pretty much. So yeah, but again, it's just catering to different personal preferences. If anyone has been following and wants a Birkenstock update, my feet are very wet right now. It's absolutely hammering it down. Yes, all our riders run. I'll flip around to this side of the bike. All our riders are running 223mm rotors on the rear and on the front, basically for maximum power, maximum consistency. A lot of the tracks we're experiencing now are a lot steeper. So yeah, if we keep these as consistent as possible, it makes a huge difference. But yeah, I guess it's kind of hard to tell on the video, but we're almost about to blow away, I think. We're really testing our 10th time down abilities. But yeah, no one saw this coming. Yes, some people are on track walk, none of our crew are. But yeah, several riders. I know the whole Santa Cruz Syndicate have just gone up, so they'll be probably swimming down the Andorra World Cup track now. I don't think they'll be doing a very good job of seeing how the track developed for junior practice. Yeah, like we've already said, I think it is going to be a very different track come tomorrow. Here's the pit update. It's getting pretty rough out here. Chris Hauser on hand, full kit. Getting the tent prepped for today's storms. Another recent addition is trail bikes for the Union. Ollie Davies there on the Santa Cruz Tallboy, so 120mm travel. Olin spotted front and back. Pretty good. Good questions on the frames and wheels. We can give my Hailstone's tagging the pit today. So a good, basically, Industry 9 alloy wheels. It's been genuinely outstanding how well these have been stood up this season. As anyone knows, an alloy rim, especially for downhill racing, isn't always the strongest part of the bike, and it's not uncommon to replace those pretty frequently, especially at World Cup level downhill racing. But yeah, Industry 9, grade 300 alloy wheel. Freedo's been running the same set all season, so we're probably coming up to close to 4 months on the same set of alloy wheels, which is pretty outstanding. And there's not one in the wheel here, and still running smooth, straight. Obviously, we are checking the spoke tensions and maintaining them more than average, but yeah, still super impressed with how they've been holding up. So yeah, massive shout out to Industry 9 for creating a genuinely impressive product there. As for frames as well, we would only ever have to replace a frame if it got damaged for some reason. Santa Cruz frame reliability is second to none. So yeah, only time to replace it if there was some damage from a crash or airline transportation or something like that. But yeah, so far so good. I genuinely think for any privateers out there watching this, you could buy the V10 frame and run that for 4 years at least and have zero issues. And again, lifetime warranty on the frame bearings. Yeah, this weather is crazy. I genuinely can't hear myself talk, which is making this a little bit tricky. But yeah, keep going as we go. Josh over there on the gutter check. We actually spoke about not putting those up because we're in basically Spain where the heat has been unbearable up until now. Josh over here is on with Chris's end of day bike preparation. So he's just come down from practice. So we run through the same procedure at the end of every day, which basically involves taking the shock out, making sure the rear end cycles as it should do, a thorough cleaning, reassemble, check for any damage, any weakness area anywhere, and then yeah, getting it ready to roll for the morning for his second practice session. This strip down usually takes around 30 minutes, depending on how muddy it is. Luckily today it was just dust, so it blows off pretty easy at the bike wash. But yeah, muddy race we maybe go slightly more in depth with the end of day strip down. Yeah, he's working over here. Cushcore, that is split between riders and also split between venues. It is something, Cushcore is a sponsor of the team. The product is amazing and yeah, has such a good place in downhill. But obviously, as with anything, there are pros and cons to running it on your bike. For tracks like Fort William, Valdez Hall, where it's really rough, for us it makes sense to run the Cushcore Pro in the rear, just for a bit of extra security, especially if you get a flat tyre. None of our riders are protected through to qualifying, so basically giving them every opportunity they can do to ride down the hill on a flat tyre, basically just minimising everything we can do and maximising the possibility of them qualifying. So Cushcore on tracks like that, like I say, the rough ones, the rocky ones, yeah, is a no-brainer. Also the feel it gives as well, it basically acts as a volume reducer in the tyre. So for those people that like a more dull, damp setup, it can be, yeah, good to go for the whole season, really. Anand spoke colour. Obviously, if anyone's been on the Anand website, you can see there's about probably no exaggeration, 1 million different colour combinations you can do. But the way we've done it is given each rider their own colour combination, just so for me and the other mechanic, it's easier to decipher whose wheels are whose in the back of the truck. And if we need one in an emergency, if someone comes back with a dinted, cracked, smashed rim, we can replace that quickly just from a glance, knowing whose wheel it is, and getting them back on the hook. Frida's are my favourite though, with the silver hub, silver spoke combo. Looks really sick. Unlike the engagement in the rear hub, the amount of degrees of float you can have in the O-chain is adjustable. So if we really wanted to different tracks, different riding angles, we could switch that up and tailor it. Where the engagement of the hub, some manufacturers you can adjust how much engagement it has, but way more complex, where the O-chain basically just gives another level of adjustability. Uniquely, Chris's bike is the only bike in the pit that runs 29-inch wheels front and rear. He's pretty tall, and it's also what all his experiences on a full 29-inch downhill bike. So coming into this season, obviously the Santa Cruz was new to him, so I wanted to keep things as consistent as we could do to maximise his and just take thought away from things. So the full 29 setup for Chris seems to be going well on it. For those that don't know, Chris won the first World Cup of the year in the junior category, and has been building and staying consistent ever since. So it seems to be working. Chris Hauser, definitely a name to keep an eye on. Brake bleeding. So at the start of the week, like I was saying, we do a full strip down rebuild of the bike, and in that includes a full system brake bleed, where we'll flush we'll flush all the oil out of the system and replace it with new oil in the TRP brake into mineral oil. And then throughout the week, we pretty much every day, as part of the end of day strip down procedure that Josh is doing, we'll just put the bleed cup on the lever. Get rid of any bubbles that might be in the system. And again, I know I keep saying it, but it's all about consistency. If we just stick to the same procedures, do the same thing every day, hopefully keep the bike feeling the same all the time. For any people asking about the weather update, no, it is not easy. It's still absolutely hammering down, and we're now a few inches deep in water. So, not only are we in a different country away from the start line of the race, but we're also living underwater as well. We have wet weather options available from Maxxis, so we have the shorty and the wet screen available to try. But I'd say it's too early to make that call now on what we choose. Areas like this can dry really fast overnight, and the track was so dusty to start off with. We may end up just sticking with what we're running here. So for Frida, that is DHR front and rear. Obviously we'll be coming prepared to swap out some mud tyres in the morning. Should the rain keep going or the track not dry out. Double short is a firm favourite of ours. Good predictability, great in the mud, and there isn't really much of a rolling speed compromise with that tyre either. Where obviously the wet screen is the true hero when the track's filthy, it does roll pretty slow and it is quite narrow as well. We only run, I'll show you here. We're always running the 2.4 DHR front and rear. Basically just finding the slightly narrower profile of the tyre, that's extra precision. And you also get slightly less carcass roll as well because the volume of the tyre is slightly smaller. Overall the 2.4 just feels more precise to us. Some hailstone going through there in front of Chris's Industry 9 graffiti artwork that we did on a previous live. Should be doing that again, but currently battling the biggest Andorran storm of 2023. 2.4 in the front too. Again, extra precision, less tyre roll, and just familiarity to us. I would say in downhill racing for sure, the mixed wheel is definitely here to stay. Obviously not for 100% of riders, but I think for the majority, the feel and it's a great balance of both worlds. We've not had any leads on Maxxis prototypes yet, but if anyone from Maxxis is watching this, we're obviously a development team in more than one sense. We're super keen to get behind new product and testing it out in a real world racing environment. So sling us our way if you're watching this. I can finally hear myself talk again because the rain's eased off for a second. So cleaning the bikes is a big part of it for us. Got to keep them looking good. Josh on wheel cleaning there. It's a good question on the foot forward thing, actually. As far as I'm aware, Frida rides right foot forward. Tends to not have too much effect on the setup of the bike. But yeah, you can basically tell because the back foot crank seems to get more damage than the front foot crank. So from a mechanic's point of view, you definitely do notice. The flooding is getting pretty hectic here in the Union Pit in Andorra, so I'm going to wrap this up and start, sorting the mess out in here that started. Keep track, see you on Instagram all weekend. We'll be keeping everyone updated with how the riders are doing. Probably also documenting more about the current pit setup and all that. Filmed a full in-depth bike check with Frida today. So, yeah, all good. 79. Stack Norton's on the way. I'm sure he'll watch this back. So, he's also been living on the Union sofa for the last 3 weeks. So he thinks you do it out of curiosity. So, easy. Signing out from the Union Pit and see you at the next race.